Welcome everybody to On the Money Football, where we discuss everything football. Right guys, so today we're only doing reviews of games that were played yesterday on Sunday. Some interesting games, some very cutthroat games, late goal scored, and just incredible scenes, especially in the Liverpool West Brom game, with the goalkeeper Alisson scoring in the 95th minute in borrowed time. Anyway, moving to our first game was Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa. We ran our 3-2 winners there. Aston Villa haven't taken the lead, only for Crystal Palace to equalise around about the 30 minute mark. But then Aston Villa taking the lead going into the end of first half. There was definitely a good team talk from Roy Hodgson to the Crystal Palace team at half time, because they managed to score 2 goals in the second half to win that game 3-2. Quite notably, Benteke scoring for his third straight game in a row. I know Crystal Palace have been struggling for goals this season, but he seems to have found his form in front of goal. So congratulations to him. But as I said, very exciting game. I actually happened to watch that game. Crystal Palace fought tooth and nail for their victory, and they deserved all 3 points. Moving on to Tottenham vs Wolves. Tottenham versus Wolves was I didn't get to watch the game, but it seemed like a very one-sided affair, with Tottenham gaining a lot of possession, a lot of shots. You would have thought that Wolves would have at least scored. They had quite a few goal shots on target. But I think the injury of Raul Jimenez has impeded their goal scoring opportunities. So they're still a very good team. I actually like Wolverhampton Wanderers. They're like my second team. So they've really shown in the last season or two what they can do to the top 6 teams. Have gotten some very famous wins against some of us, or some of the top 6. But I think they've struggled a bit this season. They will probably just play the remaining games out, try to get wins, and then just think of the following season, the next season to come, and what they can do better, and how they are going to play their games going forward. Having said that, Tottenham I think would do the same. I think their chances for Champions League football are all but done now. So I think Europa, they'll probably just try to book themselves a Europa spot, and take it on the chin and move on to the next season and battle for top 4 again. I think they're ways off competing for the title. They need to sign a couple of players, having just sacked Jose Mourinho as well, but a month ago or so. They've got a lot to do. They've got a lot of homework to go home and do. They need to sign the right players, get rid of some, but just also get the team playing well together again. I'm not too sure what's going to happen with Bale. I know he's still on loan from Real Madrid. Whether they choose to complete the deal on him and actually buy him, it remains to be unknown. But I suppose we'll see that in the coming months with the transfer market reopening. Right, now moving on to our next game, Liverpool versus West Brom. Right, West Brom versus Liverpool played at the Hawthorns, West Brom's home ground. It turned out to be quite an exciting game of football. Alisson having scored a goal with the head from a corner from Trent Alexander-Arnold to seal the 3 points for Liverpool. First time in Liverpool history that a goalkeeper has scored in a competitive game for the team, so records breaker there. Was a magnificent header. Really glanced it. I think he glanced it better than some strikers would have in that same position. But West Brom having taken the lead early on in the 15th minute. But a great goal by Robson Kanu. Great finish there. Really good team play. They were pressing high, I think, because they've got nothing to lose. They're already relegated. They really just wanted to go out there and play the best football that they can, with no concerns about the repercussions or consequences. So Sam Allardyce really giving them strict orders to just press high and have a try and play a good passing game. But I think they were very much outdone by Liverpool. Liverpool just dominated the game, possession and passing wise. West Brom just really had 10 players behind the ball most of the game. Mo Salah, I think, equalised in the 32nd or 35th minute, somewhere around there, with a really good shot. Some good high press from the Liverpool team to get possession of that ball. Um, and then the rest of the game, there was just shot after shot after shot. Chances went begging by quite a few players. Their keeper had a very good game as well, West Brom's keeper. But then it all came down to the 95th minute, where a corner was conceded by West Brom. Alexander Arnold went to take it. Ellison came up, as all keepers do in those kind of moments where a win is very, very much necessary. He came in, glanced it, bang, right into the back corner of the goal, into the side netting. It was just amazing. Amazing finish from Ellison. Congratulations. And I think your first goal in the Premier League. First goal as a keeper, to be honest. But yeah, that was an amazing goal. I think the whole world has applauded you for that. But well played. The Champions League final, or the Champions League hotspots, Champions League spot, sorry, is the final positioning for those two last spots, remaining spots, heating up, with Leicester on 66 points, Chelsea 64, Liverpool 63, all teams with 2 games to play. But Leicester this is the tricky part now. Leicester and Chelsea play each other on the 15th, which is not the 15th. I think on the 19th at Stamford Bridge. So very interesting there. I think regardless what happens, if Liverpool win their remaining games, they get Champions League. So yeah, it'll be a very exciting end with the league having already been won by City. And United already guaranteed second spot basically. It really comes down to third or fourth spot to see what happens and who seems to make it through. Congratulations to Leicester City for winning the FA Cup on the final, FA Cup final on the weekend. I know the owner's son is very happy about that, especially in terms for his father, and may so rest in peace. But yeah, I think players like Jamie Vardy, Kasper Schmeichel, all of them, it meant a lot to them. It's everything that they've accomplished at that club since their win of the Premier League in the 2016 season. Congratulations once again. Moving on to our final game of the evening was Everton versus Sheffield United. Right, Everton versus Sheffield United ended up being a 1-2 Sheffield United. Although they've already been relegated, I think it's a very positive result in terms of them finding their confidence again. They'll be going down to the Championship, and hopefully they will make a return to the Premier League in the 2022-2023 season. So on Everton's behalf, I think it was a very disappointing result for them. Although a positive that they did receive was Andre Gomez coming on in the 78th minute. He suffered a horror injury to his right ankle, foot, if you want to say. He had a really bad break there. It was in a game between Tottenham and Everton about 2 years ago, I think in the 2019 season. Very horrible break, but very good to see him back on the field playing football again. Other than that, I think Everton still trying to fight for Europa spots. So I think it was very unfortunate event for them last night to have lost. But then again, they have struggled a little bit this season. They have won weird games, games that you would never have thought that they were going to win. They did win, but in terms of Europa spots, they're still fighting for that. They've got 2 games to go. Remains to be seen what happens there. Moving on to our bonus tip section. Alright guys, we're into the bonus tip section. Generally I don't like to do tips on a Monday. It's not the easiest day to have to find good value, but yeah, I think I found some really good value in terms of the Italian Serie A. We have Verona versus Bologna. Both teams are sitting quite far down the table. Both have conceded quite a lot of goals this season. They've scored their fair share, but for me, I think both teams to score is the value bet for here. Then moving on to the Czech Republic Division 2, we have Larsen versus Ustin at Labum. I think Usti have, in the last 5 games, have lost 3 or 4, only won 1. Larsen, on the other hand, I think have won 3 or 4 from the last 5. So I think it's quite day and night there to see who would win. So I'm going for the home win there for Larsen. Moving on to the Swedish Allsvenskan, all 3 games here are taking part in that league. Augsburg versus Helmstedt. I think Augsburg recently came up from the Superettan, so they've had some decent wins at home this season. They're doing a lot better than Helmstedt. I think they've scored 6 more goals. They've conceded the same amount though. They have a lot more wins. Helmstedt have been struggling this season, so go for the home win for Augsburg. Second game there is Malmo versus Kalmar. I think every time these teams have played at this particular venue, there's been games of both teams have scored. Malmo in their last 5 games have conceded and scored, so both teams have scored in those games. Kalmar have scored, I think, in 3 of the last 5. So I think the value bet here would be both teams to score in that. And then finally we have Östersund versus ARK. ARK having the better start to the season. Every time ARK have played against Östersund at their home ground, they've won in the last 3 occasions that's happened. So I'm going to follow that trend and go for the away win. So what I will do is I will put up a recap of everything I've spoken about now onto a picture, and you guys will be able to see that after this video. And whatever you guys do with it, with these tips, is completely up to you. Please do so responsibly and be of the correct age. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and the subscribe with the bell for more daily uploads to know when we go live as well. Other than that, have a lovely day and I will see you soon.